over here. Perfecto. And that's why I had you up higher. Kind of like here. All right. So did you all? TJ, you have had it so that you watched the VOD,
Yeah.
and for you then, Vamp, do you remember what happened last? Then?
I have no idea. I'm kidding. No, yes, I remember.
So what did happen?
PG, do you want to answer?
I totally remember. Oh, what was it? So they got into the temple and were walking around and encountered a couple bandits. And and Beth decided to open up one of the tombs and found a giant dead body, which made her really curious. And
That
there was
was
a
in
blood
a
trail on the ground. What?
and there was some sort of energy still left. It wasn't alive, but
Oh yeah.
and the blood led.
There's like a blood, like these canals in the temple that are full of blood, and there's also a room that they didn't go into. And when the last room that they were in, they saw this giant creature that was being drained of its blood. And at the same time, they felt this magical beacon going off in the room they didn't go into. That is getting stronger.
Nice job.
Kind of where they left it off.
It was almost like you were there.
No, I was peeing on dead bodies.
What?
I know what the giants are, and I don't like them.
What are they?
Yeah.
You can tell me.
From here on, I would say that Senso haven't really been himself all the way through this encounter. As soon as stepping in a little bit drawn into himself, not really answering any sort of questions or anything, kind of being short about all. For Senso, I would say that you have been kind of dreading a little bit what you might encounter, and each step have kind of confirmed what you have feared could be here. And you're like seeing things that you thought were gone. And even though that Senso doesn't really have a presence of magic in a sense, the history and the background of a lot of the connections are still kind of very dear and very holds very much importance. So seeing several things are like piercing through, and now that you're getting closer, and when your friend here kind of with his greater vision states that I see ahead, I see some beast with a very large body being drained further in, as you can kind of see in the dark quite a bit. And then Senso kind of, you open up about what things are and what you know, and maybe even what you are afraid of is happening. So when Beth is kind of seeing you open up, like realizing that almost like a shell shock from war, like, oh shit, I'm right here. Okay. What is needed? Beth is asking you, Senso, what do you make out of all this? What is happening here? Is this a place where you have any sort of knowledge more than the strange magic? And what would you say back?
The stories I was told growing up were about, the dangers of these people called the Melgorians, which we've already met people that were half Melgorian. Those were those men that were coming here. Them and I'm part Silver Elf, and them and the Melgorians have a history of fighting and war, and the Melgorians were going to take over everything. If the Melgorians are like unto demons, the Silver Elves would be angels. And a long history of fighting and wars, and there was always this rumor that neither one could die. That the Melgorians could preserve their life immortally. So these beings that are in these tombs aren't fully dead, from what I understand. If they have a presence that's coming off of them and they're not completely dead, then that just confirms the stories I was told. I mean, I thought they were just stories. I didn't think that it would become history, that they would have any sort of value or substance to them. It's kind of scary to think about, actually, that these godlike beings are still alive and with the potential to destroy civilizations. I fear what this large creature could be, as Melgorians and Silver Elves fought. The Silver Elves had ties to dragons. My fear is that this creature that Archon can see is a dragon. The very beings that fought against the Melgorians with the Silver Elves. It would just be fitting for the one creature to be chained and continuously giving its life to those that they hated. If it is, I would be in awe, because I've never seen a dragon before. I've seen like depictions of them like scratched about and like on papers, like old scrolls, but to see one up close, I mean, it would be like seeing an angel for the first time. I wouldn't know what to do, whether to bow, whether to cry. And if it's being chained up, I think I would be out of my mind in both sorrow and hatred for the Melgorians and who's ever doing this. And it could be a process that's trying to wake up the Melgorians, which needs to be stopped.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. In this state of shock, that everything is true.
I don't blame you. That it's a lot.
Yeah.
I can't even think of what exactly you would have to do in order to even keep a dragon down here, much less, train it the way that this one might.
Oh, it wouldn't be trained. They're very smart, from what
Oh
I
no, I
remember.
didn't. I meant restrained. I
Oh,
mean,
restrained,
being one
yes.
restrained down here. I
Yeah, it's probably magical in some capacity. But again, it might not be a dragon. I can't see it. So, and it would only be based off of what I've read and the depictions I've seen on paper, which I'm sure the artist wasn't very good, but um, I guess I'll head over that way since I can move my character. Or can I? I can't move my character.
Yeah, the
Oh, the
game's
game's paused.
Yeah. Fixed.
And see if my fears are correct.
I'm gonna let you go ahead a little because I have to have a lantern to see.
Oh yeah, I have a torch. At least I had a torch.
But I will kind of
And
follow behind.
Senzo will
But
pull his scimitar out too because he's kind of ready for anyone that or is shock and in a frenzy of I need to be ready to kill whatever pops out.
and I guess I will follow up this way, but just duck behind the corner.
I wish I could see in the dark.
One thing that kind of strikes you guys, and we could pause it, is that it's very eerily still. You can see maybe like the classical 30 feet, 10 meters with the torch in some sort of capacity. It dims off and it kind of blooms for sure. But still, seeing these tiles of stone and the masonry here untouched, sure, a little bit of dust had collected, but not much, which is kind of interesting. It's fairly well kept. The slight pour from the blood down to next tier, you're up one at the moment, and the canal has a little bit of a decline, and it is thick and moving, but it's not like pouring. It is just slowly, almost with a shake, making another little bit of step. It is thicker than like syrup or almost like oil, very clogged. And everything is so quiet, even if you are trying to go slow and each step matters. It is as if you hear your own cloth, your own movement. And as you're getting to this passage, the there is a definite smell of for Beth more prominent and known as like a sort of decay. Something has, for a long period of time, just been like almost left, gone. And as you're getting to this little, almost like a corridor leading up, there is no sound. The chambers here have never been used with like furniture or any sort of presence of a civilization. This is definitely like a temple, and it shows that it had a purpose, and the purpose is what you're seeing now, a sort of rites of blood. And the size of it, for Senso makes sense if it's more Melgorian, as it has this wider arches. Everything is wide enough for larger people and beasts to move without being like forced to hunch down in arcways or anything like that. Everything has a width to it. The stairs leading up are wide. Everything has volume, and for whatever reason, all these scones and things that sticks out had torches on them, but larger than a normal torch, like thicker branches or whatever you could have used. Everything kind of just speaks to Senso as like this ancient work of Melgorians. And what you have read and kind of remember from texts are that they themselves couldn't wield magic, really. They had shamans, but not magicians or any sort of spell user. They were very interested in changing that, and this might be one way of doing it. And they were always prepping and doing several things for the next stage, for the next possibility of failure. If something bad happens, the next step would then be to have a backup plan. There's always a thing out. And this is definitely, in Senso's eyes or mind, a way out of a war they lost. They never admit failure because there is none. They always have solutions. So walking through this, and for Beth, you probably just sense this grandiose design, like pools and basins that are filled or not filled, are meant for blood magic.
Mm-hmm.
Something that is in the world just despised because it has like really dangerous properties. For any spell user, knowing that the blood magic has a very disruptive way of working. So amongst all spell users, it is known that blood magic will probably alter your own blood and will alter your own mind. And people have tried countless times to master the magic itself, the magic school, but none have really written any sort of book claiming to do so. Everyone has kind of failed. So the things behind it are with this really darkened past. Nothing is really delved into for reason. So seeing this much, even for Beth, is like taking a small step back. It's magic that is not meant to be wielded at this grand state or stature. So it's a powerful field to kind of walk through, especially for you as a group. You have seen for like the couple of weeks past, going back, nothing but just emptiness of forests and smaller villages, and now seeing something like this grand stage. It's imposing. It's strong. So setting you off again if you want to continue in.
Yep. Is there any other sound coming in here? There's like no other talking or anything?
No, you can roll for observation. Both of you can.
That thing's still alive?
I will see what you roll.
Awareness?
Awareness. Let's see. We have to.
Oh, that was terrible. Okay, at least one of us got it.
I would say that for the sense of being so caught up with it, with the scene, a dragon-like head at least chained to the floor, like you can kind of see. The head itself is much, much longer, taller than you are. And that's just the head. It's been drained so much that it's just a former, like a past of what it could have been. And you're not seeing any sort of movement from the creature either. But as you, Beth, are kind of trying to get the same, is it alive or is it something? You hear a slight movement, both of like a paw and claw, but also movement of like someone as a humanoid a couple of feet, and something that kind of sets itself on the stone floor like a cane or staff or something accompanied those steps moving. So a creature and or movement by a humanoid that is carrying something, and the placing is more to your left, so somewhere around there, in this
Okay.
direction.
From what I've heard so far, it doesn't sound like they know that we're here, correct?
No, slight movement.
Okay. I'm gonna get a little. Oh well. I would like to scoot a little bit closer to Senzo. I'm gonna like gently kind of like smack his arm, hold a finger up to my mouth, and point in the direction that I heard the movement. I'll hold my hand out, and I'll take the first two fingers of my right hand and make it look like something is walking, and then point in that direction again to show that I hear something over there walking around.
Sendo already has the sword and shield out, or scimitar and shield out, the special scimitar that he was given. And I guess he can't really sneak. Well, he'll try to sneak in his chainmail, but
Yeah, you can roll for stealth.
yeah, well, this goes.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep, that's a nope. So if anyone would kind of wanting to listen or have like an alertness, they would most probably hear you.
Damn.
Shit. So where do you want to go from here? Do you want to go more left, right, center stage?
I really want to check out this creature, but it's probably better to take care of the person first. So I'll head left and just kind of like move up to this pillar and kind of be sneaky as I can be.
Yeah. It is waist high, so you jolt yourself up.
Yeah, I will follow. Keep being low to the ground.
It
I'm
is a
gonna
dragon.
let him lead.
You son of a bitch! It is a dragon.
Aww.
All right.
You guys hear footsteps from the direction pointed out.
I missed it. What was the direction? Was it the corridor or up higher?
This one over here.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And a fairly grand light source picks up. So if you scroll
My
up,
lantern at my feet. So that hopefully they won't notice it.
you have then seen someone that has kind of like as lighting up this torch. We will change said name from bandit to
Bastard. No.
yeah, like update.
John Doe 1.
More mage like, where this person, humanoid, human esque, wearing robes. These ones are dark, not like jet black, but maybe more gray, very dark gray, and very worn. Around the waist, a very thick and prominent leather belt with several smaller like pouches attached to it, and like over not a bandolier, but you could see that he has had a leather strap, probably for a backpack that he's not wearing at the moment. And in his left hand, he has a rooted like staff of very dark wood that kind of twins itself upwards, fairly thin in size, like not very thicker, but taller than him. And as he's pointing it on the holder for this, probably like a torch, he has put a small lantern there, and pointing the staff, a little spark just lights up that lantern quite a bit. He is at this point not really noticing you. You are shedding some light for sure. It is very sharp lights now. It's not like dimmed out, but he is looking at it, and from within, kind of like in here, that's also where the sound has come from. That had like a beastly like paw.
Well, that's not good.
Damn. I will. How do I?
I think
I'll move up to the pillar, trying to hide myself as best as I can.
I'm gonna come over here and just hug this wall.
And then, if he doesn't notice me, I'll I'm gonna run at him. Try to throw him off guard.
Roll an attack to see if he will be able to kind of.
Which one do I roll?
You roll on
Oh,
your
it's not in
first.
my hand. There we go. I gotta put it in my hand.
Yeah.
Is it the first die or the second die?
This left one,
Okay.
TH, I think it is, to hit.
Yeah. Oh, 2 hit. Got it. No modifiers, right?
No.
Attaboy.
Yeah, so he has to roll better than you, which is not going to happen. So he is not really prepared for your quick movement. But what you saw in the small opening, and I can move you back so you can you can kind of see it. No, you
I see a stairwell. Oh, there's another person. Okay.
You saw a bear-like creature inside.
Oh, great.
So roll the right side of that 2-button roll. The first one was 2 hit, the other one is like...
Oh, I only did one. Great.
1 measly damage to... Do you have any sort of trait or anything that could change it?
I don't think so.
And in that, then I will set you in on 1 damage on him, not you. I will, though, add you guys in to...
I think I have a 1 in short sword, but I don't know what that does.
Adds 1 on the roll.
Oh, okay.
To hit on a D10. See, so that the... pieces of view. That looked better. Yeah, the idea behind the weapon skills is very shortly. You have a generic combat close, like everyone can take it. A peasant can be having points in combat close. However, combat close can get you so far, and with a specified weapon, like if you have a secondary skill that is short sword, that one will be better point-wise than combat close.
Got it.
So you want to find a weapon and then just upgrade it to that, to the best of your knowledge. And the mods are coming off your agility, I would say. So if you would put 1 point at the next one, going over from a 3 to a 4, your agility would then give you a bonus of 1 point on all the rolls that is like agility based.
Okay. And the strength would be a +1 to all the damage rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think. it should be.
Okay.
So it is a good thing to kind of raise the attributes for sure.
Right.
So he took 1 point of damage, and up high now we can roll to.
Oh yeah, initiative.
The bandit is the mage.
I rolled shit.
Yes, you did. This will be time to roll new characters. Vamp, you click on your.
Nice.
I forgot where it was. I was looking for it. I was like, where's the thing for initiative again?
So the thing that you haven't seen before is a bear that kind of jumps out. I would say if you want to vamp, you can be like looking over the corners, so you can kind of see stuff and be a little bit.
Yeah.
And what you see, Beth, is this smaller brown bear. It's not like a large grizzly or anything. It's a little smaller, probably brought up in captivity, so it doesn't really get that grand stature as other. It's tumbling over, almost like charging in, looking at Senso as like the new prey here. And it will try to near success means it hits you, but that's not at all the right thing. Well, it is the right thing. So in the right arm, it does 1 damage.
Okay.
So if it's a near success, it's half the damage. But it still hits. So it tumbles in and kind of bites you and will slowly kind of try to position itself better.
So what do I do if I have armor there? Is it -1 to my armor? Or does it have to penetrate the armor?
It has to penetrate. So if you have a number that is equal to or higher, nothing happens.
Okay.
Which was this in your case?
It was lower.
Yeah. So if you have arm in your right arm as now, it kind of bites in the armor.
Gotcha. I'm fully decked out with armor. Chainmail.
Yeah. It was a claw, so it kind of swipes at you, trying to.
Oh, that's still scary. But
yeah. You feel the strength behind it, having like a strength of 16, so it definitely pushes like you around, ragdolling a little bit, sending you to like, oh shit, where did you come from? And the mage coming up next is like getting slightly wounded by your attack as you like almost ran across the room. He heard you with the chainmail and all that. He started to kind of pick up his staff as he's wanting to attack you with some sort of magic. And you slightly took a little bit of his side with the short sword.
Before I had a lot more endurance points. I only have 2 now. What happened to all my endurance points?
They were lowered. Too much.
Oh, too many.
Too many. I'm thinking of maybe raising it a little bit. It's very low at the moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe have it so it's like 3 plus what you have. I don't know.
Okay.
What I wanted is that any sort of EP is, you want to feel like you're using it, not like you have abundance of it.
Right.
If there is like a clutch moment, you use it when you need to.
Got it.
Anywho, the bandit, can I... magic here. And here we go. We're moving over. Oh, yeah. Yup. It's his turn. He will. He has the staff in the left hand. He takes his hand and holds a little bit over the wound that you caused. And you see that his hand is now like covered. It has a lot of the blood. And you knew that, or you know that you didn't do that much damage. So you must have kind of gashed it open and ripped it open even more. And as you look at him in this sort of back and forth battle, you see that his hand, kind of like he has a lot of liquid in his hand, he flings it at you. So in your face, you feel a splash of his blood on you.
Mm-hmm.
And you see if this thing works now. Can you click on Spirit?
I clicked on it, didn't do anything.
Okay, so roll a d10 plus said Spirit,
Okay. Does my magic resilience do anything with this?
depending on what it says.
Okay. It's what it says. It says any spell with will have a very hard time working against the character. Any spell against the gladiator will be rolled as is magic user on this SPI check.
That's bullshit. Okay. So roll it your SPI anyway.
So 1d10 plus whatever it is, right?
Yeah, if it's a 2 or 1 or whatever it is.
Hold on. Gotta-
For shits. God damn it. It was close. You sense that he was trying to put some sort of curse upon you. Whatever it was, the blood tried to almost go into your pores.
Ooh.
But for whatever reason, you were resilient enough.
Okay.
And he kind of looks at you with these beady small eyes. And he merely just chuckles. This man being in a later state of his age, probably 50, 60 plus years, thinner to the frame, but tall, quite tall. Human of whatever origin. The only thing that is like really setting him apart is this really small beady eyes, and as he's chuckling, you can only see very almost like filed down teeth, sharp teeth, many of them, too many. And as you're looking at it, it is not human. That is not human to have those sort of teeth. Instead of having like 4 or so teeth that is in the front, like up or down, there is probably like 6 or 8 very sharp small ones, and it just continues around. Everything else seems human except those gnarly looking teeth.
Okay.
And then everything kind of goes down to Beth.
All right. Would I be able to move from here to get behind the brown bear?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to move to like rush up to the bear and hack at it with my scythe.
Mm-hmm. You could get flank
Excellent.
as it's
That's
attacking Senso.
Oh wow.
Good, good. Three to the body.
Oh wait, never mind. No, that is good.
Three to the body. And as you're kind of rushing up with your scythe, you slash at it, and its side opens up, and in it, part of the intestines sort of fall out, and you see that the guts and stuff are part of just a dried up old rotten pieces, but the beast itself looks untouched, not like a dire or undead, but the innards definitely were really bad, like old and rottening away. So for whatever reason, this mage has put like a glamour spell on the bear. Anything else you can do?
I can't use magic because I just attacked, right?
Yeah. If there is
Okay.
anything that is like specifically saying you can, but otherwise, no.
Okay, yeah, then I guess that's all I will do for now.
Mm-hmm. And we're getting to Senso right here. So
Go ahead and then damage. That's better.
that's much better, yeah. You're going after the body, that's for sure.
It's not what I'd like to hit. I'd like to hit his arm that's got the.
But with that strike, it kind of rips open quite a bit, and he had this leather, almost like a strap for a backpack on, and that opens up as well as his chest, and he kind of looks down and slumps over. He gets to this dying state, which is within a couple of rounds he will die. He can't do much but just sit here. So he's kind of hunched in at the very wall of it, and just soft, small, like breathing, like back and forth. And yeah, he is dying. Anything else you can do?
Nope.
And we had it on this. The brown bear goes into a frenzy. So it will do 2 things. It will attack you with a claw. Well, that's shite. but also try to bite you. Well, that doesn't really do much else. Then, yeah, it swipes and bites at you as you're kind of going back a little bit, trying to defend off or fend off the attacks. You had a shield, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So you're holding it back with that, kind of pushing back at it and trying to bite into the shield instead. Normally, if you get an attack and you want to have the shield take it, you can say that the attack will take the shield will take the attack.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone attacks you and succeeds, you can kind of stop it right there. But then you expend a
EP.
yeah.
Okay.
So therefore, it might actually be a little bit more needed. Anywho, the bear has done its turn. It's now in sort of a frenzy mode, trying to bite and swipe you, knowing that if it hits, it's gonna do business.
Mm-hmm.
Leading off to the mage that now is slowly, like, sliding off the wall. You're guessing that if it's coming to his turn again, he might actually die. Beth.
All right. So you said that there was a glamour. Was it on the bear?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So probably making it less undead-ish or dire or whatever it is.
If I was, can I? So since I have raise undead, can I dispel undead?
If it's yours, yes.
Okay, so only if it's mine.
Yeah.
All right. Okie doke. Then, yeah, I guess I'm just gonna move a little bit further up, and I'm gonna go after it again with my scythe.
Mm-hmm. You get flank again as it's attacking Senso. Shit.
Oof. Yeah. I was a little too distracted by
What
the
you have
interesting
seen.
look of it
Yeah.
without the glamour.
And Senso, you're peeking up and seeing the opportunity to do your worst.
God damn it! It was a 5, and then it rolled into a 3.
Yeah.
Bop, bop, bop. Bop, 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 bop. You want to move, or do you have a good spot here?
I'll just stay where I'm at and defend myself.
Now the brown bear is still gonna continue. It's first, for effing sake.
Now. Oh.
Yeah. It has quite a low 2 hit. It basically needs to roll 8, 9 to hit.
Gotcha.
So it is not good with it, but when it does, it's gonna hurt. But it continues to just maul you as you killed the master, or almost. And from it, you see that his last sort of breath is about to happen. Beth, it's your turn.
All right. Bet you can't guess what I'm doing.
Slice and dice, or
Yeah.
dice the slice, maybe. Oh, damn.
Woohoo.
Brown bear, 6 in his body. it has a lot of hit points in the body, though that is enough for it to go down. And from it, it kind of shape shifts over to another state. It's not a undead bear. It's more a very deformed beast that has the properties of a bear. And seeing it, Senso feels lucky not to be touched by its teeth or claws, as they are more like crimson red and has a lot of just gnarly stuff underneath. Doesn't look like a beast of this world. And you do. We will more or less end the battle scene as you are pushing the beast back. Beth is making a really good slice over, probably like the backside of it down, and it just flips over and lays there and slowly twists and turns as the beast dies off. And the mage has kind of fallen down, and just lays on the stone floor.
All right. Senzo will make his way back to the dragon creature to see if it's actually alive or if it's like undead or something. I'm guessing maybe Beth can figure that out better than I can.
I want to see first if the dead mage or dying mage.
Has any good things on him.
Gosh, I can't move. Hold on.
Loot the body.
Yeah, I want to see if he has anything on him. I mean, it looks like the dragon's chained. Maybe he's got keys or something, if it is alive, that I can use to free it.
So on this said person, a belt with several pouches, and this gnarly looking quarterstaff of wood is the belongings he has. And the robe itself looks really like old, but nothing that speaks quality or any ornaments or any sort of work has been done to it. Almost like burlap, but some sort of other fabric. And very worn. Looking at it, his state, weirdly enough, diminishes quickly. Like a normal person takes several hours to reach certain stages of death. But this person just falls through all the tiers, the levels really quickly, and loses a lot of the human-esque side of him. And almost to a look of old pictures and movies from the classical Nosferatu image, like a very thinner man and like a strange deformed head with the several sharp teeth going around. And whatever made him more human, this now is not apparent anymore.
Okay.
This is more like a creature than anything.
Using like my undead lore, do I get any further ideas about this creature? Do we have to feel it awakening? I can't talk.
You can roll for occult.
Sounds good. 1 second here. Yeah. What about rituals? Would rituals? No, probably not. How about academics?
Yeah, you could try. Probably not gonna give you much though.
Anything?
There is probably in a good library somewhere notes about something like this, but nothing that you have read. This is
Okay.
definitely not anything that has been met here in this world.
Okay. And there was nothing in his pockets, you said?
In his, he has like several pouches that is like leather, smaller, not like pouches.
Yeah.
And as you go, like just looking at a little bit, there are a lot of different herbs and ingredients for stuff, like leaves and smaller jars of paste and ingredients.
Okay. I'll take those. Maybe we can sell them to somebody who actually knows what the heck this stuff is. Or maybe they could even tell us exactly what these people were doing.
So going through that, Senso, what is your intent?
Good question. I wish I knew the anatomy of dragons. Can I see a heart through the ribs or anything?
You can see a very dried up old dragon. It is not much left of it at all. And you're surprised to see that it still has a little bit of blood to give.
I want to try to kill it, but I don't know how. Because I would assume like go for the heart, but he's laying down. Um, I doubt I could get through its skull. I don't know if it's undead without Beth. I guess I'll try to pierce it somehow and hope that the scimitar can do the rest.
So the scimitar is definitely for undead.
Right, and it doesn't appear undead, right? It just severely injured.
Yeah, Beth will
Okay.
make a note saying it's not undead. It's slowly decaying, dying.
All right. Well, I'd still like to try to kill it, but I guess I guessing where the heart is, and I don't even know if I can manage to kill it, but yeah, I'd like to try to put it out of its misery if I can. But if I don't, if Senzo isn't able to figure that out, then I guess he'll just leave it.
What do you try to do then with the sword? Trying to find a place?
Yeah, like stab at it through its ribs or its chest, trying to find a spot to kill its heart. Before I do that, I'll go to its head. Whoops, not that again.
What are you clicking on? Are you clicking on these things?
It's a measurement thing I keep clicking on.
I
I'll go
typically-
to its head and just like put my hand on its face
Yeah.
and like tears will start coming down Senzo's face and he'll just say, "I'm so sorry."
You sense as you'd move up close, putting your hand near it, you sense a presence and something that almost has a vibration as a voice, and you can choose to either hone in trying to listen or shut it out.
I'll try to listen.
And as so, the let's see here. Is Vamp back? Oh, she's grabbing food. In that, you are the one who hears this very dull voice. You can almost sense a once before a might, a filled might of power that just by voice or thought could shake earth. And now a thin layer of voice, a broken, cold voice that emanates from the body. And as you're trying to really listen to what it says, even Beth hears it as you're back. The voice coming from this dragon, and the tone makes it so that the dust, this thin stone, almost pulse and moves as like a bass going through. Looking, you see a little bit of smoke that comes off the scales, as if releasing the very last energy it has. And it has this struggle to speak, to even make what it's trying to do. Each of the breath is painful to rattle, and the words coming off carry a very strong weight of like ages that has passed. It says that I sense you're not one of them. My time is fading as swiftly as the winds I once rode. And you can, for a brief moment, the both of you see this dragon in almost like an illusion in a grander state as it's talking. The shape of it takes over and makes it so that the chains isn't even there. It's kind of like showing off its own presence. And it would be the length from head to tail, a very large creature. And it has these larger golden eyes, dimming like embers in ash. It fixes upon you, and both kind of like seeing it as it's speaking, you're getting the illusion yourself, like it's speaking directly to you. And it's fixated upon you with this intensity that belies its failing strength. And it continues with a very weighted voice. I had hoped to do much more, to bring light and peace to these lands. I fought for the sake of living, for those who cannot wield the strength I was given, and yet I was not enough. I failed. And you see that the illusion bears so much, like it can only just give you this creature's might, but as it's talking, it's almost sees through it. Like you're standing there, and it's a little bit back and forth. You see this grand creature, and then you're kind of transcended back to where you are, and you hear the pain, not so much from where it's at this point in time, more so that it's had a intent of trying, but it failed, and it weighs heavily upon it. Listen well, for there is one last task I would entrust to you. And it softens a little bit. It's giving off a very strong pride, but you sense that it's shortened down to this giving a part away, like a plead, a sorrowful tone. Take my soul, take it to the kin of the silver elves. They are the last of those who remembered my kind as we were. They will know what to do. Perhaps in my spirit, I can yet offer some aid, some guidance, even if I'm no longer here to protect. And it takes a small moment as the voice shudders or kind of having a hard time and even breathing. And as so, everything comes with a greater difficulty just coming across. Tell them I'm sorry, that I wished I could have done more. And the dragon's eyes searches for yours, both like you, Senso, and even Beth. It's this weird way of looking into a painting or a mirror. You can kind of see it looking back. And it's seeking some sort of semblance of hope that the final wish will be honored. It says that promise me one, promise me that my soul shall find them. And with the sort of final exhale, the dragon heads, for whatever reason, stops or gives no more illusion as its last wave of voice escapes into the void. And in that moment, you feel a faint warmth passes, a glimmering of essence, a fragile yet very strong, waiting for you to carry it onward and fulfilling the dying wish, if so. And you feel and see it's a ember-esque light that just starts to emanate around you. And you feel like this is the time to either accept it or walk away.
Senzo will kneel and nod his head. As you wish.
Of
And
course.
yeah, and you sense it, mostly for sense of being so delved into the history of everything, that if you would have been like a silver elf, this might have been the time where a transcendent moment over to a silver dragon.
That's a big deal.
And as you're both agreeing in your own, you see that part of the last living of this dragon slowly starts to just fall, and most of it just crumbles away. A heavy tink as the chains that were merely just resting upon bones gives through this dissolving what was last of this dragon. And if you would even just push or anything, it would just turn to cinder, ash, dust, if you will. Part of it is just with almost a smoke gives way. And you sense how this old dragon gives you a piece of the soul being guided back to its own place. And for both of you, you sense that it's following around like a watching eye. Not so much it can talk or give any sort of immediate help. But if anything, you sense that it has a presence. It doesn't gleam of light, but it's almost as if it hears and observes you. And you know it has a watching eye, but it in a sense tied to the both of you, depending on where and which path you take, it'll follow either or. And if you move too far away, you're not really sure if it will stick or if it will just leave into darkness. And you're left with this just empty, quiet place again.
Well, that's one thing that's different from the stories. Dragons weren't supposed to die.
I'm sorry. I hate that when you finally met one that it was under these circumstances.
Oh,
At least we can help it some way.
yes. Find other Waylorians or whatever's left of the Silver Elves.
And we've avenged it. Somewhat.
It's true. Well, I don't think we've quite avenged it yet.
But at least
I don't.
some of them.
Yeah. We probably should stop whatever ritual started, or at least try to.
Agreed. I don't even want to think about what it is that they're planning if they've been using this dragon.
Dragons fought Melgorians, so if you can imagine how grandiose this thing is, how scary and deadly a Melgorian could be. They must have had him here, or it here for, I don't know. I don't know if it's been here how long it's been here. I mean, this could be the backup plan the Melgorians had. Like, they lay themselves to rest and leave a dragon for centuries, waiting for someone to come, use the blood, and bring them back. Imagine being chained up for that long. My God. All right. Well, I suppose do we want to search the other rooms, or should we just head straight to the chamber that's left? I guess we should search rooms, right? If we search rooms real quickly, do we find anybody else?
Yeah, I think we should search. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Should search, even just quickly. Maybe we can get an idea of, what exactly they have planned, and if there's some way we can stop it.
I guess that's all. We'll see if there's anything remaining in the area or in the rooms, if there's any ritual books or something.
Yeah, that's gonna head over this way. How? Never mind. Are these rooms just empty except for torches and
Blood pools.
blood pools?
Maybe you're muted?
Yeah, now I can speak. The only thing I said was yep. You guys can roll.
Awareness or something?
Yeah, anything that you would like to roll for strange occurrences. You could roll academics or occult or
okay.
anything that could be justified understanding a little bit more.
We both did academics. That's funny.
Putting things like piecing it up. Sensor, you're getting it from one perspective and another from another perspective. These round shape things are almost like a basin, and for a very large creature could probably fit in one of them, submerge itself in the blood of a dragon, and if it would regenerate, or if it will grant its power, or like let the blood be soaked into the being. I mean, any of said ideas is a good possibility.
Okay.
But they are deep enough for at least you to swim in. But for the greater things that you see in the half giants, probably like a bathtub, if so.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And myself, do I get the same kind of impression?
Yeah, that the creatures that you saw from the sarcophagus or the sarcophagi, these creatures could very well be submerged into it, almost standing. It would kind of be submerged into the blood.
This is gonna be so awful. If I dip my fingers in the blood,
Mhm.
and I guess, let's see, would my undead lore tell me anything about what exactly is it? I mean, it can't just be blood, right?
Like if it has magical things to it.
Yeah, if there's like other stuff in it,
You have undead lore, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you can roll for that.
Bummer.
Yeah. You can, even if you fail, so to speak, you can determine that its properties well over your knowledge, as you don't have any knowledge of dragons. But it's not magic and it's not undead related. Magic, kind of like either even if it's another magic school than the necromancy that you have, you can sense it. You can sense that there is some sort of magic. You don't know what it is, but it's not necromancy, for instance. And you don't feel any sort of magic close by, at least. You sensed when you were kind of entering in here from the other corridor or deeper into, you went into one of them, and this is one of them. But you remember that the corridor you were in continued another tile, if you're gonna call it that. And from there were sounds and presence of magic being used, almost like this booming, if you remember it, like a slow wave of magic.
do do I get the feeling that if I added things to the pool that it could maybe disrupt whatever their plans are for it, or is the magic just too strong for something like that to
Yeah,
really affect it?
Might be too late.
you're guessing that a good thing, like very just guessing now, is to just burn everything if you want to like.
Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking was
Yeah, if you have a
I've got a
good sort.
boatload of vials of oil
Yeah, not a
and just
bad idea. Yes,
pouring
if
them in and
if the dragon
lighting
was
her up.
forced to it, it didn't want it to happen, and if they are going to use it to enrich, empower, whatever they're going to do, I think that burning it is not a good conclusion of it. And when you previously, last time, you touched it with your finger and it kind of burned, not like acid, but it was enough for it to irritate the skin. And then you just dipped your finger in it.
You know, I actually dipped my weapon in that.
Yeah, you
Did
did.
that didn't affect the person that I like stabbed,
No.
did it?
No.
Okay, good.
Oh, which person? He's gone now. Where is he?
Yeah, I'm gonna get like in the center of the room. Well, okay, let me correct myself. I'm gonna get over here. Oh my gosh, I can't get over there. Okay. Boom, I get right here. I uncork a flask of oil and I just pour the whole thing into this pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then and tinderbox, get it going on this side. And then I'm going to go, if I can move, over to this side and just try to do the exact same thing.
Right. You are pouring into the second pool, and you hold out, you change, you have like a empty vial or probably like a smaller flask, and you put that to the side or jug it into the pool. Take out your tinderbox, have it on the side. And this is where Sensu hears, and you, Beth, sense a strong, almost like explosion, much more than you would have thought this would give you, coming off the other room, sending it to like a blaze. The whole room. Let's see what this is. This is okay. And position lines. Red. Okay. Okay. Red. Okay. I am trying to do that now. There we go. And here is now like a fire ablaze. And as you kind of turn to see it, roll awareness.
I might have made a mistake.
Both of us or just her?
Just her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You see a shape coming out of the pool, burning in flames.
Yeah, I'm going to stare at it, uncork another thing of oil, and dump it into this one.
You've kind of already done that part. You held your tinder box, and as you were about to light this pool up, you heard this explosion, and now this very large creature is coming in, walking slowly out, burning in a blaze of fire. So you're standing there with your tinder box, and with your awareness, you see this creature. You see the fire almost touching into your room.
Yeah. She's going to attempt to run away.
Right. Make
just
a roll. Make a whatever do we have for it? The athletics.
Yay!
Oh, as you're running through, you see that the fire is slowly picking up momentum. And you can kind of see it covering in the room. Would you have, and this is intelligence speaking back, would you have put the other one up, you would have been engulfed in the flames too.
Oh.
So you were.
I do want to ask, as the creature comes forward more and the fire spreads, does it light this one on fire too?
What will Sensor do? You see that Beth is coming out like almost running with her back towards Dragon, you a little bit kind of looking back into the room. It is ablaze, almost a very strong, almost napalm, like really intense heat, spewing out of like a gas canister flames from one of the rooms.
Oh, try to beat her halfway. Run towards her.
Mm-hmm.
Mistakes might have been made. Let's not go there. Let's go.
Make a roll sense of awareness. Where are you on the map now? You're still
I'm
up there.
behind the dragon because looking around.
I will drag you to like here, here, and here.
Yeah.
And as you, and I would say that Beth, you're kind of here as well when you guys kind of meet up. You see that Beth is trying to move further down, kind of shaking about what she's seen. And as you meet up, you see that the fire itself is very intense. And out of it, or in it rather, is into your kind of dread a fairly tall creature, humanoid in size. Is it feet you count it too? Yeah. So this creature, this humanoid, is maybe 8 feet high, way over 2 meters. And if you ever had this textbook of what a Melgorian would be, this would be it. Abnormal muscle mass that gives like canyons upon canyons. A taller individual than you times 3, walking as burning in this intense fire. It is like not at all touched by the fire itself. And you're wondering where the threat did that come from? And it's like walking the corridor very slowly and coming up towards you. What do you want to do from here? I would say like we do like a pause thing where the question is where do you want to, what do you want to go, what do you want to do?
Do I get the feeling that this creature is undead?
No.
It is not. Interesting. Okay. Well, that weren't that idea. I vote for runaway.
Yeah, I think the same thing. I think we need to find the ritual, and it may have finished. I don't know, but this may be a sign that the ritual has progressed to a point where they're waking up. We need to stop it.
And you guys are booking it out. And as you're like starting to book, you see that the fire is too intense. The creature kind of like, as it's walking, part of the body tears itself to parts and just tumbles over in ash and clumps of meat. It's as if it were not at all feeling the fire, even though it was burning itself to death or like just into cinder. It just falls over into chunks and pieces. And Beth, you then do the quicker math of it probably was already submerged or were in the basin from the get-go.
I'd say.
Must have been.
If I was to move like over here, would I be able to see if this one has now gone on fire?
Yeah, sure. You can move there if you want.
Yes. I move there. Oh, could I even see that? Because of the stone? Or would I at least see, like, light coming from that direction?
Yeah, we could do light. We could do light.
Lots and lots of light.
Yeah. We could do light like so. And from your perspective, would you see? No, not much though. You see in. At this point, you would reckon that is the case.
Okay, excellent. Senzo, I suggest that we go to the other side and do the same thing.
Okay.
Just because I think there's going to be ones in each of these, and this way we hopefully will not have to take care of them later.
All right.
Or worry about them coming after us later.
Sure.
She's just gonna head across as best as she can. And the blood flows from this side to each of them, right?
Yeah. So it's
Okay, yeah,
with
just...
an elevated pitch down. So the this side, I can only do a hammer. This room is its own cell, if that makes sense.
Okay.
As the blood can't go upwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Then she's gonna take a vial, and she'll pour it in this centerpiece, and then she's just gonna move back and ask if Senzo will light it with a torch.
Sure,
If he's still got it.
yeah, I mean, I'll light it up.
And then she recommends moving back.
Yeah.
You pour in more oil, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. And looking around, there is no stopping the other room from like just intense fire, which is much more than you would thought. You would kind of maybe make a small little bonfire on top of it. That's about it. And you then tell Sensu to use a torch, throw it in, put it down, and looking at it, do you throw it down into, or do you go into a room and do it? What is the intent?
No, I'll definitely toss it in.
You're pantsy. Let's see. If we copy that drawing, it will do the same sort of effect. And for you, Senso, you haven't seen it before, being like ignited in the way that Beth saw it. You just saw the aftermath. When you throw it in, it kind of just burst into flame. It is something to do with the blood itself too, and the oils. And as you look in, the shapes of something, and then just disappears into the flames itself. You're guessing it was more a very small chance that whatever Melgorian that actually came out, these ones didn't have the same sort of chance. As it were, a fire that reached both of them and a high intensity in the middle.
Gotcha.
But looking at it, it's very strong, and you're kind of taken by the whole scene of both dragon and now Melgorians, everything that you have read and sort of like been a part of your upbringing and part of whatever you've sort of dreamt of early in the boyish kid years, what could be true, just probably doubting a lot of the things. And growing up, there were no such thing. There were no dragons, there were no Melgorians. Half Melgorians exists, but now seeing these very powerful giants almost are very a lot to take in. And you are stumbling back and with this intent to search further or going to the corridor.
I think leaving. Yeah. Corridor.
And you are probably coming up too close to where sort of Beth is. You might be up here. We will wait Vamp in, who's taking a short little walk around. So, TG, was this what you were expecting?
No. I was expecting a dragon. Like, Bam doesn't know this, but I messaged Skagith after I watched the VOD, and he was asleep, so he woke up to a message of me saying, "Motherfucker, you put a dragon is feeding the temple with blood." Like, like I called it and I was mainly just listening. I didn't really see the picture of like the head of the dragon or anything. I was just listening, and I'm like, "You did it, you jerk." And so I was right. But it was just funny that I guessed it and was right. But it's so fitting. Like, it fits poetically. It's great. I mean, if I was a Melgorian, that's what I would do.
Yeah, a backup plan of the backup plans. Maybe this one will work.
Use your arch enemy as a means of restoring yourself. Like, that's great.
Yeah, and hopefully it will give you survivability further ahead, and maybe even potent wise to create a more powerful of you.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that the dragon soul gives us some kind of benefit.
we saved you. Give us treasure now.
Yeah, give us some kind of dragon boon. But I was not expecting the Melgorians to be in the pools of blood. That was cool. It was also kind of fun fighting the blood mage. I did think about maybe Beth should have resurrected the bear to be on our side after we killed it, but everything's in flames now. So
yeah, now it's tiptoeing away.
Yeah, figures dragon blood would be flammable.
Yeah, it's helping you that it's on a like steps down and it's not like on a flat surface. Otherwise, everything would have been ablaze.
Yeah.
Now you have to more or less help it a little bit, but it's doable.
I don't know if you saw in the chat, but Rethik said he's collecting dragon blood while we're fighting.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I thought about it, so
I mean,
that was good. It was good stuff.
Yeah, more the merrier. You're getting a little bit of something that has never really been caught up. I mean, it would probably be in the right hands and probably in some sort of academy or so. Very sought after. You could more or less get whatever you point at.
Yeah, like pick a price.
Yeah.
We could pick our own price. Yeah.
Within reasons, they would probably give you it like...
They probably wouldn't believe us, first off.
They had to do some sort of experimenting, and I would give it to Reddick's character that it's not just a vial that has been collected. You've been fighting now for like a decent minute, running around here, setting it on fire, decent couple of minutes, talking to the dragon's last breath, a couple of minutes there. So I would probably say that Redix has collected a good set of samples. So you're well your own to sacrifice maybe one vial to prove its worth. If you ever wanted to kind of sell it or whatever you can do with it. But definitely in the right sphere, it is very priceless. A way of negotiating whatever you feel for or so. Okay, Vamp, back. So back
I'm
to
so
the
sorry about you
no,
guys.
no. We were talking about things anyway. So Senso comes back as you're kind of walking away a little bit. You saw him throw in the torch, setting that room ablaze. Better structured, like in the middle rather than in one room, sort of. So
Yeah,
learn from your mistakes and all that, right?
exactly. Yeah.
That's what I meant. And you guys are moving away. As it's on, like I said to Tej, that it's all elevated down. It won't like erupt into flame and move. You have to really help it be set on fire.
Mhm. Can I go down this way some?
Yeah. Um,
Ooh, what's in here?
you see like empty halls, probably made for praying or some sort of just empty space. A lot of whatever was here has been moved away. There isn't much wear and tear on any of the tiles, like drag marks or anything. Very well kept, but very empty. And as you're moving around, seeing some of the rooms itself, you're kind of guessing and putting it together that it's probably meant to be empty for whatever is coming next. Then they will outfit it with whatever the need is.
Ah, I
So
see.
it's sort of like a empty house clearing, and people haven't moved in yet. Moving down, I would say I'm gonna move you guys as you have kind of gotten a little bit of scene of it all. You get down into the main bit where Archon is standing there with a very like relaxed stage and says that I hope that everything went well.
From a certain point of view.
Yeah, yeah, I guess from a certain point it does.
Archon kind of looks back to where you came from in this tall corridor, which is this way. There. Should we go back, or do we want to, see what is coming from the other place?
I think we go see what's next. It's what I vote, at least.
Yeah, sure.
And we will make
Whoa.
a move.
Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Ooh. That might not be good, but it's pretty. Looks awesome.
So you get into a much more cramped up feel. The rooms and the spaces you see are much like smaller. Still grand enough for these larger humanoids, the Melgorians, to move. And as you look to both sides, these things that are glowing has a very strange magic attached to it. Archon admits that he doesn't know the properties of said magic. And for Archon, he kind of remembers though, and Beth, I do know that you had it. Nope. Oh yeah. When you guys got transported, you came into this very dim lit place, and you saw these after a while corridors, great halls being very strangely attached to almost like an inside of a castle. That was when you found this instrument, this strange little magic tool that you nicked from a cart, if you recall.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same sort of feel and vibe you're getting from these plinth. They are a little bit put up to a height. Different properties. And when you got teleported or yanked through to another dimension or plane, it was a very strong presence of cold, almost like opening a freezer. And you get that here too. But that's all we can say. Archon makes a motion that in front there is another basin full of blood. Several rooms and corridors up ahead. If you want to, move around, you could. I have things to do right here.
Archon, I don't think you have a bucket big enough to hold all of this blood.
You watch me.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Are you feeling okay? Your voice is very deep today.
I didn't know that Archons talked like this.
Entering the room, and
You joist yourself up.
yes, I completely ignore those stairs to my north and south, and just decide to jump. So, wait, do the stairs go up or do they go down?
They go up.
That's what I was
Everyone in
thinking,
my
but then
games question my stair logics.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, is this blood different than the blood down here, or?
No, it is though coming downwards rather than up. Yeah. So it is more or less if this is full, too much full, it will dribble down. And as Beth, you look around, you hear incantations, words of magic being uttered in probably the room right about here. And for Senso, you hear it faintly as well, like further where Beth is. Someone is uttering strange words. So for Beth, what do you want to do? We are paused, so describe or say where. So you want to go and what do you want to do?
Hmm. I think. Hmm. What I really think is I want to set fire to this basin too. But
Yeah, I mean, you
yeah.
can. Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm gonna take out my flask. I will point at it because I think, I think Sinzo would obviously know what this kind of flask is. Point at the flask, point down at the pool, and then my hands on either side of my shoulders as if, should I?
What do you respond to with a nod or shaking your head, Senso?
I'll nod. But I'll also point towards where I heard the sound and shrug. Like, what about that?
She uncorks the vial, shrugs her shoulders, and just drops the whole thing into the pool of blood.
Mm-hmm.
She, points
All
down the
right.
hallway and like does walkie fingers as if to say, should we go over there before we light this on fire?
You can click and hold. You will do a ping, like where you intend to. So if you just click and hold somewhere, it'll.
Like, should we go down this way and take a look before we set the basin on
Yeah,
fire?
I'll nod and yeah,
So will
I
that
think so.
mean that you will walk up to Beth?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even know where you. Okay, there you are. I just see tiny little brown dots.
Yeah.
All right, and yeah, I guess slowly creep down this hallway, see if we can't spot what's going on.
Yeah, the basin now holds a lot of your oils. And you start to walk further down to here, right?
Yes.
And as you do, you see that the room has some sort of light. You can move your characters.
Yeah, I'll go right here, and I'm just gonna poke my head around the corner.
You both see a a man similar to the mage you saw before, similar sort of robes. And what is giving light is, of course, this brazier full of like, or more like a bigger pot with coals burning intensely. in here it smells really vile. One urn has been knocked over and some strange liquid has poured out and dried out. It doesn't seem like he has any sort of sense of organizing anything. On the desk, there's several books put together in piles. And as you kind of look in, he is doing some sort of magic ritual casting. There are two sets of candles, different colors, and both of them are strangely lit with a bigger flame that normally would be from a candle, like almost twice a hand in height. And it is almost standing still with just a slight little flicker. Underneath the hood, you can only just see the smallest of jaw sticking out and moving as he's talking these ritual casting words. For Beth, words that have never been uttered or read for you, guessing very quickly it's magic that you haven't seen, heard before.
Pulling my head back, I look at Sinzo and mouth. Do you have more torches?
Yeah.
I like pantomime a match, lighting a match, and throwing it, and pointing back into that room.
In the room we came from?
The room the chanting is coming from. Like,
Okay. Sure. I guess I'll throw a torch in the room.
see if he can. Maybe he can aim for the desk
The blood bowl.
or the bowl or whatever weird thing was spilled on the floor.
Yeah. You light a torch and you throw it into the room, and I would say that your aim is to go somewhere around here.
Sure.
And you see it landing almost going out as you do. And as it's laying on the floor, it kind of gives a little bit of a top, 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 rolling over. And nothing really happens. Whatever liquid, it wasn't flammable. And as you throw it in, the words, the rituals just stops. And everything in the room gets quiet.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So we'll do a battle sequence, mostly so that we will do it in a good order, what we want to do. And the bandit character is not doing anything this turn, so Beth, seeing that the torch just tumbled over, rolled a couple of times, and laying somewhere near the flask in the pool of dried whatever it was, nothing happens. The character, the wizard-looking, stops his ritual and stands there, eerily quiet. You can't see anything as the hood is pulled really forward. A slight, like, part of the yaw or the tip of it might be shown. And for you, a very pale skin. Someone that has delved a lot into arts that changes the very essence of yourself. You're guessing it's not necromancy, but blood magic. And seeing the other mage, you're seeing now how vile the magic is and how destructive it is to yourself. But here you are. What do you want to do?
I think there's only one thing I really can do.
Mm-hmm.
I go charging in and attempt to jump over the desk and slam my scythe into them.
Okay. And then you send, so we will go see what you kind of have as the idea. You see that Beth kind of observed the character in here.
Be honest, she stole my idea.
Very much like the other one, and she starts to charge at. And I'm guessing that's also what you are trying to do as well.
Yeah, do some athletics and jump over the table or onto the table and slice at him.
What is the desk made out of?
It's like stone.
Yeah.
Okay. I just was wondering if we could just charge in and kick it and slam it and him into the wall, but I guess not.
Oh, that'd be funny.
But you both start with this like almost snap motion of charge. The room, what you can see, is filled with this sickening, airy feel of like strange books and vials and stuff that have been going on here before. But now, as you move in, you see that his face still hidden. Nothing of what he's doing or so can be seen or said. But as you start to charge, he takes but like a step forward and almost leans with two hands, and you see that the hands are with these darker leather gloves. He puts them on the table, and as you're like moving, this really strange sound can be heard. Bones snapping, muscles twisting. As his body contorts and changes, swells beneath the very cloak, a sound of grinding joints echoes straight at you. And as the body kind of moves in these strange rhythmic snaps, pops of these bones and muscles twisting over to very strange places. The rib cracks, stretching his chest further away than originally. The cloak strains over this rapidly expanding frame, but still holds. Before, a very thin, small-framed person, now getting just more and more warped. The hands that once stood or held down onto the table extends into claws with this audible scraping hiss, scraping the stone of table. As you move in, you see that the claws themselves dig as if the stone were made out of just clay. And everything happens, the reshape and all, in this grotesque statue happens in a very rapid motion. The spasms just goes from 0 to whatever the creature is coming to within like a second. The transformation ceases abruptly as it kind of started. The creature itself has now, in volume, extended half its own size. Not to like a giant or half even that, but still much larger volume-wise. And far from human. The cloak stretched tight and thin, and the creature hunched over slightly, not by the ceiling, more so by the muscles and the contorted like face of it all. But still, the hood covers the face, but beneath it, you catch this briefest glimpse of a hairy, snarling snout, sharp fangs gleaming from the fire, like in between you, and a low guttural growl rumbles deep within the chest. And it sounds much more primal and ready to engage as you are. And that's where we will start us off. We will more or less restart it all. Isn't it this? Yeah. So now you can roll yourself.
God damn it.
Oh.
Oof. It was so close being on the 0. And Beth, seeing this as you're kind of moving into the room, I would say both of you got to roughly around here. Anything that changes now?
Nope. Still gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. So you are able to go around the table, take any side, jumping up onto the table. You can do whatever you feel.
Yeah. Jump up on top of the table.
You get a little scared that when coming up on the table, being like waist high, you gain that height difference, but it matters little as you're face to face with the creature. But still, you can swipe away.
Yes, I do. Do I get a bonus for the height advantage? I can't think. High ground. I've got the high ground.
No, you don't.
Anakin.
Yeah, I do. I'm top of the desk.
Yeah,
That's the same height.
the same height. It is that tall.
Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you have to be logical?
Near success. So roll the next part. The damage will be halved. So you swipe what would have been the head normally, but you hit the body and go through the cloth, revealing like this, almost as if a skin is burned, like tissue just stretched over. And you see nothing being drawn. The body seems to have a natural protection or its own sort of leathery skin. And that's your turn. You can move a little bit if you want to.
Nah, I'm gonna stay right here.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, that was your turn. We didn't start it up.
Oops. Oops.
The almost werewolf-esque, to say a grand thing, makes like this punch to almost a grip towards Beth. And see if we can't. Well, it works if we have this here and here and here.
They miss horribly. That's exactly what you're getting ready to say.
We have had that too many times.
No, not enough. We can still do that a couple more for them, on their side.
Too many times. Encounter a tank. That the one. Oh, did he disappear now? That wasn't really my intent.
We vanquished him already?
Yeah, that was
Yes.
quick. We'll place him back out here.
You can keep him where he is.
No.
No. Yes, Fallard, he fled because of my awesomeness.
He will do a sort of claw attack, which misses, and the second one misses as well. You're standing atop, barely scraped a little bit of this leathery hard skin, and in a quick succession, a swiping attack with this gnarly looking claws. And as you were like just moving, another one almost hit you. And you're like seeing the speed this entity do have. See if he can get the same. No, but we could change it. You have a... What do you have? Sense of 1.
Yeah, the mage had a 4.
A 4. Update. Combatant. And then... It is back to you, Sense. Or back. You start.
Am I able to get from behind him somehow, like around and behind?
Not so that you get flank.
Okay. Then I'll just jump on the table.
Yeah, you
too.
can. You can. I was kind of making the sizing, but sure.
So I can get on his side.
Yeah, I would say like up.
This table ain't big enough for the two of us.
Yeah. So moving up there, you try to strike from the rear.
Mm-hmm. No flank, right?
Yeah, you get flank.
Oh, okay. And I need it.
Yeah. So near success gives you at least half.
Yeah, but half of half, right?
Half of what you do. So you see, as you're using your short sword scimitar, or what weapon did you use?
The scimitar.
Yeah. It actually connects with a slight tear in the skin.
That's not good.
To the left arm.
That was the highest damage I can do.
No, you can do twice that.
I can?
Yeah, your damage is 6, right? But half it as you did a near success.
Oh, okay.
So you did only 3 damage in comparison to Beth's 2 damage. So with a little bit of meta gaming logic, you have to do at least 3 damage to do at least a single point.
Yeah, that's going to take a while.
Well, depends on. I mean, we could kind of argue that it maybe depends on how quick he is. I mean,
He's really quick. Really quick, apparently.
Beth, you are up.
I think we can guess what I'm doing.
Hit and a
failing.
miss.
And can she still move?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna jump onto the other side of the desk.
Jump down from it.
Yeah.
Sure enough. And he will then.
Oh yes, in my turn. How
No,
do I do that?
I've done it already.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. And he will move over to Senso. And will do the same thing. 1 claw. Well, that didn't really help. How about that?
I'll try to block it with my shield.
You cross out 1 EP.
Mm-hmm.
And the damage will be then on your hit point on the shield.
Okay.
So it will still do the claw damage. So it'll do 2 points of damage.
Okay. I should have just taken it. Oh, well.
Yeah. Now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know. And that will send us over to you.
God damn it.
A single one.
No.
Oh. Anything you want to move, do?
No, I'll stay where I am.
Yeah.
I will say get some fire.
And Vamp, what will Beth do?
He doesn't really have a torch.
You have one laying right there, though.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Okay, yeah. I pick up that torch, and is it still on fire, or has it died down?
On A1, it is still lit. Nope. It has died.
There's a big thing next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. So I'm going to grab it. I'm going to light it.
Mm-hmm.
And then can I...
Hope you have some oil left.
No. No, I do not. I used the last of it.
Empty.
And then I guess go back up this way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm assuming I cannot attack.
No, you have done sort of actions.
Okay. In that case, I'm stepping back. Right there.
Um,
And now I'm good.
the creature strikes your shield sensor and makes a good marking on it. And you see that it changes up its way. And it, instead of going like just clawing, it swoops in to bite down for your like neck or shoulder.
Right.
And whoops. Anything you want to do in this sort of success?
I'll use another EP to block it.
Right. Now we're more interested in the damage. Oh, God damn. So 1 point of damage to the shield.
Yeah.
So you would have kind of taken away 3 by now.
Yeah.
So it starts to like chip away on the shield itself. And it finish off to you, Sensor.
Okay. I'm just making sure I write down because it's not updating on my sheet. So first thing I'm gonna do is strong heart. At the beginning of my turn, I can roll a 1d4 and regain EP equal to the rolled number.
Yeah, it's a free action trait that is.
Okay.
Oh, you get them all the back.
Yep. And then I'll swing and miss probably.
You're gonna hit.
Cheer up, buddy. You're doing great.
Called it.
Anywhere you want to move, or?
No, I'll stay where I am. I'm distracting him from Beth, so.
Gosh,
Right.
Might.
Okay. And it's
regret that.
to you.
Do I see any of the cuts that we left behind?
Putting on his arm.
Yeah.
Can I reach them?
Reach the wound he has.
Yeah, like if I was to swing with the torch.
You could do a combat close attack. Because it's not a sight.
Okay. I guess I might as well. Wait. Could I still have a little bit of oil in my lantern, right? Could I slam my lantern into him, hoping some of the oil?
That's great.
Lantern wise, yeah, you could. You can smash the lantern.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash the lantern into him if I can.
And
Probably don't even have to worry about ducking Senzo, because this guy's so big, he's probably shielding you from the fire.
Yeah, well, maybe the only thing you get is like a drizzle, not like a splash.
Can I light that drizzle on fire?
Yeah, you
Well,
try
you throw the
to
lantern, you're gonna get both, right?
you try to
That.
dab almost with the torch after you've thrown or so. Right?
Well, actually, I mean, is it kind of like what TJ just said? I mean, hitting
What
it with
did
the
you say,
lantern, wouldn't
TJ?
it kind of get both?
What is both?
Wouldn't the oil splatter out, but also the flame kind of catch?
Either it's gonna catch the. I mean, the effect will be the same, right? You want the
Yeah.
creature being on fire.
Yes.
Yeah. So throwing the lantern, breaking the lantern, so you can take that off, and you kind of in same motion using the torch to lit the oil on fire, and it itself, you see now a creature with a little bit of burning on the body, and I would say maybe arms as well. And seeing that it doesn't really care for it that much, I would say a fire that is coming off that sort of caught on fire would do anywhere between 1 to 2 damage each turn.
Okay.
And for this creature, it won't really matter. So that's what you see, Beth. Strangely enough, the creature is on fire, more or less. I wouldn't say like an intense fire, like with big flames or anything, but the robe starts to catch on fire a little bit, and a little bit of the back and such. You see that the creature has like patches of hair, now cindered off, granted that, but it's not a full werewolf like, so it's more a mass of this flesh that have kind of rolled over each other and just created this beast. Now both of you are shorter, and goes to slightly over to the chest, kind of in height. So he should have height advantage. Is that what you said?
No, I think we're so much smaller than him that it'd be kind of like a human trying to catch a mouse with bare hands,
All right. Okay.
or a gnat or a mosquito.
Sure. He will do. No. He will do his 2 attacks against you, Senso.
Okay.
Where did we go with you? You're here. You are. The first claw is a miss, and for freaking sake.
I know how it feels.
Yeah. He too. Stand still. And then Senso, you're up.
Too bad I can't combine my damage with the fire damage.
Yeah. You're low. You sub 5. Anything you want to add to it?
Nothing I can do.
Beth, you're up.
Since physical damage seems to be doing very little, I'm gonna try and use my torch and set all of his books on fire.
Hey, that's just mean. You're a librarian, for God's sake. You know, old tombs. You don't set a collector's collecting on fire.
Yeah, well, I'm in a Republican state, so yeah, that kind of doesn't matter.
Jesus.
I know, that's what I say
That's
too.
harsh.
I know. So cold.
Yeah. Ruined knowledge. So instead of doing an attack, you kind of step around, putting the candles, the torch, and everything, sets it on fire.
Yep.
And yeah, you might end up even here, maybe. So you get those books too.
Yeah.
And you see that this creature possesses intelligence, and launches over and bites slash at you. So the first claw attack, that was not really what we were supposed to do. See if he hits, and then do the damage, or where and how much. So the body for 3 damage.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, it goes on the side.
This piece of my flesh goes on the inside.
Are you sure? I'm not sure about.
But you are still standing, I guess. 3.
Yes. I'm still standing.
How about right leg for 1?
Here, said right leg. Yep, I'm still standing.
Great. And since you got this sound of him leaving, do you want to extend or expend, rather, not extend, expand a EP to hit him while he is leaving?
Yeah, I'll do that.
It's a
Or
freebie.
try to.
Yeah, it's a freebie. But you have to use
And you
your
get a
EP.
flanking move too, because
No,
the
no,
guy's.
no.
Are you sure? I think that
Oh,
he should.
no.
I mean, because attack of opportunity. His back is to him.
You have to roll a 6 on the damage to do damage.
Yeah, which is my max damage, right? I think. Yeah.
However, that was a freebie. Costly freebie, but a freebie nonetheless. It's your turn.
All right, I'm
You
gonna move
see
up.
he
next to
lands and
him.
starts to slash and nibble.
Yeah. Move up next to him and I was thinking of shoving him, but he's too big for me to shove.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna slash at him. Nope.
Nope. Coming up, Beth.
How far can I run?
You can get out of the room.
I get out of the room.
Yeah, on a 4, he can attack you. Nope. He tries to bite you as you leave, but nothing. So for
I take the torch with me.
yeah, as creatures, they don't have attack opportunity per se. They do, but they roll to see if they do, rather than they always hit you. So he did it, making it like a quick sort of pacing through combat. Do you do anything when you have run away? By the way, you might have spells or whatever. I don't assume.
Nope. I literally just leave the room and yeah. I am running.
He looks over, and I would say that he follows you.
Do I get another attack of opportunity?
If you want to expend the EP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. Then it's full damage. Well.
Wait, full damage, not
Well,
the one, right? It's like
It is
6?
1 damage. No, it's full damage. He's
so
still
6, right?
yeah, so 6. However, he gets his armor reduction. It's not something you can.
Right, so it's 3.
And what did you say? Body. Ooh. Let's say that you, as he leaves, make like this swipe of the scimitar, and you see definite like good connection of like a deep cut, making his own landing a little bit. You see that he's damaged really well. He's like hurt, barely able to stand, but he is determined to bite and kill the one who torches his book. God damn it, collector and all. And he lands almost tumbling. He bites towards Beth. No, that was the wrong one. It is.
Are you sure? I think that was the right one.
It's the same value, so we could say it's the right one. But then he does his claw attack. God damn! On my end, it's crooked. It's actually standing in between. God damn it! Yeah, so he lands there and kind of in his very weirdly damaged state, try to like swipe and bite, but yeah, nothing. Sensor, you're up. You do get flanking.
Yeah, I'll charge him. In my head, there's like this cool image of him dipping his flame into the fire, but that's not going to do anything. So I'll just attack instead.
I need to change my dice color. This is preposterous bad.
Pretty.
You
I
hit.
like that dice color.
Damn it.
I don't have time to do that. So that is 1 point that goes in to even out the hit points he has, meaning that he kind of slumps over and starts to gasp and try to fix whatever damage he has in the back, like with his claw hands, trying to stop it, but just slows down on the ground. And in between you two, he slowly like jolts a little bit back and forth and stops very quickly, moving. And the transformation back is not as ragingly quick and not as violent. And it kind of stops midway. So you see both like a older man, but still with part of the face distorted into like a beastie face. Part of like the body has not been able to transform back, and it kind of just lays there in a puddle of both humanly red blood, but also some sort of less thicker, almost ichory tar substance of whatever the beast had. Anything you want to say or so as a scene of this?
Senza will spit on him.
That was pretty gross. And I'm not gonna spit on him. Gonna back up a little. And chuck the torch into the basin.
All right. Roll me a athletics.
Shit.
You forgot about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Shit.
Senso,
Do I
you
lose my
kind of
eyebrows?
you see after you have spat on the creature, you look to see how Beth nonchalantly throws the torch in and looks over her shoulder as it just starts this violent raging fire, and it engulfs her as she's kind of tumbling away. And I think that's a good time to stop. In the midst of fire.
I kind of forgot about that.
Smirts.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Mistakes were made. Hopefully not a fatal one. Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Yes, now we have it like this.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say, like, how are we gonna get out? Like,
I
Yeah.
didn't think it'd be that big. Why is it that big?
it's the same size as the other one.
Yeah.
But the other one had the creature walking through it. This one's just a bath. This is just a basin.
Yeah.
And it's stone. How would it burn on stone?
It's not burning on stone. It's basically like a canister or like a flamethrower. So it's just spewing out fire in all directions.
Oh no, I'm actually kind of sorry for that. I
My
was,
bad.
like,
This one is my bad.
Oops. My
So
fault.
I would say maybe this portion is not on fire and so forth. Like it doesn't like magically catches fire inside, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we've learned an important lesson today. Don't let Beth have flammable material.
You will probably be in some good pain next time. So
I'm gonna be burnt to crisp, face plant into the wall. Major concussion.
So TJ, how did you fare the game? How much of like
I loved the game until that very last bit where Beth decides to block up our exit.
yeah, you might find new ways out maybe. I don't know.
Sorry. The fire probably won't last too horribly long.
There's blood everywhere in this temple. What do you mean it's not gonna last that long?
Well,
But besides the whole ending part, like the end of the crescendo,
The werewolf thing scared the crap out of me. Especially when it, reduced everything I did by 3 points. It's like I do 6 max. It's like this is gonna take forever if I land a hit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
that's part of like the game system too, right? Where it isn't a 5e, the heroes are great. Like everything we do is basically destroying
like your
the biggest
superheroes.
Yeah. There are no superheroes. The players, the adventurers are at a disadvantage right off the get-go. It is kind of like you are playing level -5, trying to catch to level 1. And it is rough. It's not impossible, but it's rough. So armor for anyone wanting to be close is a must.
Yeah.
And healing potions is kind of like a must. Can you do healing? You're a very helpful person. So, yeah. But yeah, you got to meet up with Melgorians, the half giants of evil. You got to see Dragon interacting with Dragon, a werewolf-esque beast transforming. A lot of things to take in.
Yeah.
How about you, Vamp? You liked?
yeah.
Besides
Yeah, I
the
did.
ending decisions.
You know what? I'm actually still happy with it. It's entertaining. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
different. I don't think many other players would have done something like that.
You probably got an achievement in Steam now. 1%
yeah.
has done it. Like less, 0%
Yeah.
has done it.
Yeah, I've provided you all with a unique experience.
Yeah.
Something you just don't see every day.
True.
If the fire doesn't kill Beth, I will. No, I'm just kidding.
You wouldn't be the first fellow player to have killed me off, so he'll be the third.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
maybe even going as far as to say you might not even need to. I mean, maybe she done it herself.
That's
I might
true.
have incinerated myself.
Yeah. This
1
is
to
a
2
good
damage
idea.
per turn, but more because this is in dragon blood.
Yes. Wait,
Imagine
is
that.
dragon blood itself flammable?
Well, maybe you haven't tested that theory out, but that's a high probability.
Shit. Does that mean? Oh, you mean I wasted all that oil for nothing? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, now I feel even
I
worse.
think it was like an accelerant. Like it's already burnable, but you were like, I'm gonna add more stuff to it so it's even more burnable.
Yeah.
So it's like an accelerant. You made the fire grow. Like it would have just like set the bowl on fire, but because you threw oil in it, it caused like an explosion.
Yeah.
Oh my
I want
God, I'm a
to
genius.
I would leave you with, if you wouldn't have put oil in and would have lit it on fire, you would have seen the similar approach to fire, but you would have just been able to walk away. But what you did was, as TJ is saying, like an accelerant to it all. So it erupted more aggressively and so quickly that you weren't like able to just, oh, it's catching on fire really badly. I'll walk away. Now it's like whoosh.
Oh man, I didn't even get to do, the cool thing and walk away without looking at the explosion.
Well, you did, sort of.
No, it just caught on fire
Flew
with
away.
you. That's all. She looked away, and then the flames came up behind her.
Sensor pointing out the fire. What? So next time it will be you rolling for each of your items to see if they are gone or not in the fire.
Oh no!
That is also
Mr.
the
Nibbles!
yeah, nibbles. It is the site,
No!
any sort of content. So welcome to
No.
catching on fire in the game.
Oh.
Hey, is there any more dragon blood though? Like, could
I am
collect
so
that for later?
mourning the loss. Wait, what? Wait, what? Yeah, we will hopefully be able to catch up this firing exchange.
You wanted a new character. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Sending him off with a bang.
So in the sense here, I would say that if you want to make a new character, this is a good time to do so. Otherwise, we will have to roll and your character will be scarred for life, literally.
Well, she's a flesh crafter, so technically I can just do plastic surgery
True
on
that.
myself.
True that. You're one out on that. You could basically change your appearance by magic. Or not magic. Yeah, magic. So, yeah. True that. But we will catch us up next time, same time. Even
Yeah,
though the
same
day...
bat time,
Yeah.
same bat place.
Yeah, hopefully see what the fire has done. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Valid, you had a good time. I'll see if we can't send us off to Gusumba. Oh, Gusumba is on, so we will send us off to him.
Yes, we have the technology.
Or the magic.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Beth, with her necromancy, can fleshcraft, basically alter face, skin, anything.
Do disguises.
Yeah. So we'll jump over to Lord Gusumba, a great GM of older games and a good friend.
Yeah, I follow him.
Yeah. Do, if not, catch you next time. Boys.
Awesome.
And